Seth Godin, Linchpin, are you indispensable? In today's competitive world, being indispensable in the workplace gives you an edge. Linchpin, are you indispensable? By Seth Godin uncovers the secrets to rising above average and becoming an irreplaceable asset to your company. The book discusses the Linchpin employees who pour their heart and soul into their work, showcasing creativity, passion, and an inherent drive to go beyond bare minimum expectations. In this summary, we will explore what sets linchpins apart, how the lizard brain attempts to keep you in your comfort zone, and how artists consistently pour their emotional labor into their work.
The value of being a linchpin. Not all workers are created equal. In fact, linchpins are like artists who pour all of their energy, heart, and soul into their work. These individuals don't need detailed instructions from managers, rather, they find their own way of solving problems and doing their job with such flair and passion that they gain a reputation. Linchpins are indispensable to their company and are 100 times more valuable than the average worker. Unlike drones who see work as a tedious chore, linchpins are motivated and find joy in what they do. They will always find work and be treated fairly, as only a foolish company would lose one. If a linchpin does look for a new job, their reputation typically precedes them and they can count on employers to snag them up quickly. Whether you're a CEO or a friendly barista, being a linchpin means you are essential to your company's success. Overcoming fear to become a linchpin. The lizard brain, which generates fear, can prevent individuals from becoming a linchpin. The key to becoming a linchpin is to overcome this fear and break away from the status quo. To become a linchpin, you must have the courage to stand out from the crowd. However, this can be difficult due to the influence of the so-called lizard brain, an early stage of human evolution that generates primal emotions such as fear, anger, and hunger. While the lizard brain played a critical role in our ancestors' survival by warning them of danger, it can now interfere with our higher thinking. This interference can be especially detrimental when we must step into the limelight, such as giving a speech or striving to become a linchpin employee. The lizard brain generates fear and is responsible for an individual's reluctance to stand out. It generates excuses to keep individuals from breaking away from the status quo, such as telling them they don't have good ideas or the boss won't allow it. However, to become a linchpin and excel in any field, you must overcome this fear and move towards something new and different. Those who shy away from breaking away from the norm will remain average and never reach their full potential. Embrace being a linchpin. The educational system has conditioned us to fit in, but that makes many people afraid of standing out. To be a linchpin, one must first overcome fear. Fear is limiting and hinders progress. There are ways to manage fear, such as forcing yourself to focus on something else, pursuing multiple goals, and acknowledging fears before moving on. Anyone can become a linchpin by making a conscious choice to overcome their fears. Linchpins experience fear, but they do not let it stop them from pursuing their goals. Choosing to be a linchpin means embracing the opportunity to stand out and make a difference. Making art at work. The book argues that everyone can be an artist regardless of their profession. Anyone who positively impacts others by giving an emotional gift is an artist. Investing emotional labor into your work and making autonomous choices can turn a mundane job into a platform for creating art. The founder of Zappos, Tony C., is cited as an example of an artist in customer service. The book highlights that putting in effort to make your work fulfilling can make you stand out to your employer. The author encourages readers to make their jobs an opportunity for art and to recognize that emotional labor is essential in espousing creativity and generosity. The art of shipping. Picasso produced 1,000 works of art because artists persistently produce regardless of failures. Success comes at the cost of some failures, therefore, artists strip away everything pseudo-productive and focus on things that help them ship. Shipping is difficult because of the resistance that creates self-doubt. However, true artists acknowledge the resistance and listen only to constructive criticism. They don't stop producing and shipping because products must ship or they won't be bought, and ideas are useless without an audience. The ability to ship on time is so rare that it makes linchpins indispensable. So, at the last moment before completing something, true artists step up and ship anyway. The art of giving. The economy has always been based on trade, but genuine gifts with no expectation of reciprocation are gaining traction, especially over the internet. Thomas Hawk, a photographer, has made a name for himself by sharing all his pictures online for free. It is becoming increasingly clear that giving without an ulterior motive can boost one's reputation, which in turn can result in paid work. People love and celebrate those who pour themselves into their work to give such gifts. True artists often give their art away without demanding or expecting compensation, and although they may demand no reward, they are so rare that people often pay whatever it takes to keep them. To succeed today in business, people need to offer genuine gifts.
Seth Godin's Linchpin emphasizes the importance of becoming indispensable in your chosen field. Linchpins have the ability to stand out from the crowd and create an emotional connection with their work. However, to become a linchpin, one must overcome their lizard brain that generates fear and self-doubt, often taking the form of procrastination or avoidance. The linchpin mindset is about embracing the artist within and pouring emotional labor into your work, transforming it into a platform for your art. Recognize that true artists ship their work, despite the risk of failure or criticism, and that success lies in giving authentic gifts to others without demanding anything in return. By understanding and practicing these principles, you can elevate your career and experience the countless rewards that come from being indispensable.